Hello, everyone. Happy New
Hello,
Year's.
Happy New
Um,
Year's, Merry Christmas.
yes, welcome. You've survived until 2021. Congratulations. You know, a lot of 2020 was a terrible year because of COVID. Hope it gets better.
Really? I thought 2020 was so good with a pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, that's not okay.
If
Anyway,
you're listening to this from like 20 years into the future, let me know what happens, yeah?
yeah, let us know
It'd
if
be
we
epic.
get a cure or, we've been, infected and everyone's turned into a zombie or something, which probably
That's your
will,
future. That's your ideal future, huh?
which will probably never happen. But
We're gonna, we're gonna pull 12 monkeys and go back in the past.
that would be nice. But I don't think
It
that's
would
gonna
not be
happen.
nice. It would not be nice in the slightest.
Uh, this episode of A Million Little Things is episode 6, titled "Unexpected," written by
We're on
DJ
episode
Nash.
6?
Yes, isn't it?
Yes, DJ.
Yes.
Yes.
Directed by Ninja Stewart. Um, so the episode opens up on a game night. Since this is we haven't recorded for a couple of for a week or so. So to be a refresher, um, at the end of the last episode, Gary, Robe, and Eddie found a pregnancy test in the bathroom in Regina's in Rome and Regina's house. So they are assuming that it's Regina's baby, but as the episode ends in that last episode, we know that it's Delilah's baby. So Rome is overreacting, or trying to play it cool to make sure that Regina doesn't notice. Regina,
Right.
sees through him, and Rome tells Regina what he found, basically the
Mhm.
pregnancy test. And Regina tells him that it's not hers, it's Delilah's. But since Delilah wants to keep it a secret, she wants him to be playing it cool, which didn't work for the first couple of minutes, first minute in the episode, with Regina. So
Mhm.
during the game night, and Eddie, Maggie, and Gary arrives, and you know, trying to keep it cool, and and what Gary does is really funny. Game night, so alcohol's involved, and
Mhm.
Maggie's handing out wine to everyone, and before she's able to wine to everyone, and Gary, takes Regina's wine because Gary thinks Regina's pregnant, but
Mm. Mhm.
this awkward conversation between the group happens, which in turn forces Rome to spill the secret about Delilah
Uh-oh.
being pregnant instead of Regina, and the and everyone goes into silence, which is hilarious. And then this is Eddie and Delilah has this talk because they were having an affair. So Eddie has to know who the father is. Is it John, or is it Eddie? And Delilah says it's John's, and the game night's over without nothing
Mm.
ever happening, basically. And then Eddie's in shock. He's crying, and um, basically you know trying to forget about that night, basically. And we turn to the next day, where Gary and Eddie are now roommates because Catherine kicked Eddie out of the house. right? So Eddie and Eddie's examining Gary's lifestyle, mainly how Gary adapted to change for Maggie. Basically, Maggie's lactose intolerant, so Gary starts drinking almond milk instead of normal milk. Basically, those small changes, does surprise Eddie for the commitment. Basically, um, yeah, which is and then Eddie learns a pretty big thing, which is basically it's his band it's his singing day today, concert basically. uh
Mm.
yeah, Eddie's um excited to perform, but there's a slight hiccup. Catherine has to go away for work, like out of the city of Boston. um and he has to take Theo, which does complicate a little bit of things, but mainly um his concert, because it's at a bar, and Theo's 9 years old, not not five, not five, 9 years old. So yeah.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. 9 is 9 years old. Going to a bar, not a good idea, basically. But Gary, being the good roommate, offers his services to babysit Theo during the concert. But and so as the episode goes on, um, Eddie goes to Eddie explains a lot of Theo's what Theo's how to take care of Theo, basically. Theo's a smart kid who gets night terrors, and night terrors are awful. Um, Gets night
Very
terrors.
much.
Yes, I know, night terrors. And his food intake is monitored to um for his because he's still 9, he's still young, so it's the school day, so doesn't matter. And then
Mm.
um Maggie and Theo goes on this duck walk, or watching the ducks, basically feeding the ducks, but that turns into um Theo and Maggie um taking a selfie with the ducks instead of feeding the ducks, which you know
Huh?
yeah, I know. Instead of feeding them, feels more of the nature should be kept as it is, and be closer to them. And then Theo gets a night terror by the end of the episode, but I'll we'll have to come back to that, because it's also
Ooh,
related to Eddie's storyline, which is
the
his
night terror.
concert. His concert and Theo's night terror, slightly connected of sort in the moment, I
Right.
guess. Yeah, it's yeah. And then we go into Rome and Regina's storyline of her building the restaurant,
Right.
and uh Regina's mom arrives, wealthy-ish parent, who is okay. Regina's African American, like, fully, and then we have the mother, who has white skin, basically. So
Mhm.
trying to create multiple races. The show does a great job at making diversity a thing, basically. And
Mm.
um, Rome, they all have a talk about the restaurant, and sin and kids, basically. Um, Kids, and you know Regina's mom wants to have a grandchild, basically. But Regina and Rome promised not to have kids. But there's a slight problem when, since Rome didn't know that Delilah was the one who had kids, Rome had bought multiple children children's clothes and toys, and the mother thought that Regina was pregnant, but Rome had to tell her that
Right.
that wasn't the case, which kind of uh, quite sad for multiple reasons. You want your family line to continue and grow, and then continue and grow, basically. And in this episode, something big happens. Big. Yeah, Regina finds the suicide note of Rome. That's quite mind blowing.
He didn't throw it away. He kept it.
No, he threw it away, but she found it in the bin.
Ooh.
Yes, and it was crumpled, basically. So, but and then Regina confronts Rome, saying, and then Rome had to do the explaining thing that he did with his two friends, about how he nearly committed suicide on the day of John's death, and the runaround about how he has depression and how he's now being treated by a therapist, which is a good step in the way of not committing suicide again, or attempted suicide again. And Regina accepts Rome. Rome was afraid of Regina rejecting him because of this the depression, but as it turns out, that wasn't the case, and Regina accepting her husband, it's really touching and nice in many ways, because some people doesn't accept some stuff that the other person's going through, but most people does, and that's a good thing. Some people doesn't, and that those people are monsters in many ways, but that wasn't the case in this episode. We go to Delilah's storyline. Basically, Delilah's decision. Delilah's have one decision. To have an abortion, yes or no, basically. Delilah's suffering from being pregnant, and starts vomiting, etc., and Delilah's wondering whether to keep the baby or not. And Delilah asks Gary, because Gary's like the big brother or the brother to Delilah, to go to the abortion clinic with her, basically. But Delilah decides not to have an abortion, instead of keeping the baby, to basically honor John, because everyone thinks it's John's baby. But at the current moment, it is John's baby. Everyone's thinking that, basically. And then we go to the concert. My favorite part. Eddie's a little bit freaked out, basically. It's his first time performing sober. It's different performing sober and drinking and performing, I guess. Stage fright's a factor, I guess. You do become more according to doctors, because I don't get drunk, or I don't have I can't get drunk because I'm too young. But
right.
Yeah.
And I have no experience in it either.
You've fainted with alcohol, but you've never
I have not done anything. People watching this, potentially any
listening, not watching,
or my parents or anyone, I have not.
Yes.
Let's move on.
Okay, fine. We won't be moving on from this.
But yeah,
Eddie stage fright because he's performing sober, so calls his best friend, or he calls one of his best friend, Gary, but at the moment Gary's having his own problem. mainly the night terrors. Theo's having a
Mm.
night terror. You can't stop Theo from having a night terror. Theo's just staring at you or staring at Gary and Maggie and shouting, but you can't stop that. So Gary does call Eddie, and Eddie was about to call Gary, so good timing. Well, not a good timing for both Eddie and Theo. They're suffering their own thing, but Theo finally snaps out of night terror, and Gary has this idea, which is
Mhm.
one of the best ideas I could see. You know, Gary brings Theo to the concert bar basically, and uh, Theo being the anchor of Eddie, basically, Theo stopped Eddie. He Theo stopped Eddie from drinking in episode 1 at the end. So
Mm.
Theo is able to calm Eddie enough for him to perform the
That's
song
nice. That's nice.
"Unexpected." The song's called "Unexpected." It's about the lyrics really nice. Eddie's talking about how um everything he's been through has been unexpected. Um, um, for multiple reasons. He feels John's death to be unexpected. Um,
Mm.
the metaphors for the lyrics of the song is really touching, and the song's awesome in my opinion. I
What song
might
is it?
unexpected. I might play
By
a
who?
the I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. Do not play the song though.
No, I won't play the
Do
song.
not do
Don't
it.
worry, I
That's
won't play
exactly
the
how the
song.
podcast gets copyright striked.
Yes, I know. We don't want that.
No.
Yeah, but the song's great. And yeah, and then at the end of the episode, Delilah, praises Eddie's singing because everyone's been to Eddie's concert um for multiple reasons.
Mm.
Because after they became friends, Eddie started inviting his friends and family, friends of family, back to backstage. Basically, that's where Eddie met Catherine, which I will talk about in future episodes because I've just spoiled one minor detail about the relationship, but yes, I know, shocking.
Oh my.
But yeah, and then Delilah tells Eddie that it's his baby, but to make sure everyone doesn't get pissed or disappointed, um, mainly uh, mainly Sophie and Danny because they don't know about their um, about Delilah's affair, and she'd like to keep it that way to honor to
Mm.
to honor the name of Dixon's basically, and Eddie promises to not tell Delilah, no, to not tell other people, but um, Delilah does tell Eddie, which brings him comfort, and the episode ends.
That's
Bum bum
nice.
bum. Yes, one of my favorite episodes, mainly because of the song, but the storyline itself is quite revealing, I guess.
Alright. When does the that song that you always sing come up?
Which one? Oh, that one.
You know that song. Yeah, that song.
Next season, or yeah,
Next season.
next season. So it'll be a while. Maybe. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Well, yes. The episode itself is very touching, and if you, Adam, sir, have anything to say, you can say that right now.
Um, how many? There's 18 episodes.
17 for the first season.
17, see, almost got it right. I would like to say that so far I can kind of see where it's going, but at the same time, I know they're gonna do something at the last episode that's gonna like tease the second season,
Yes, it's very true.
and I
And
just can't wait for that song to come around so I can sing it.
yeah, but we can't sing it on the podcast. Well,
No, we can sing it. We
as
can
you
sing it.
said,
Yeah.
we will
No,
get.
Yuki, our voices are that bad that they won't even copyright strike us. Don't worry.
Okay, fine. We'll sing a bit, maybe, but yeah, winter finale. It's always the next time Mr. DJ Nash directs is the winter finale. Is in 3 episodes, but um yeah, the next episode's called I Dare You, written by David Marshall Grant and directed by
Oh, not
James Griffith.
Nash.
Yeah, he's not writing every episode, but he does proofread it and
Okay,
stuff.
I guess.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine.
Yep. Thank you for listening. Please hit that 100 downloads, even though it's been 2021. I would still like to see 100, and Adam would like to see a
100,000.
5,000, which I think it's unrealistic, but
I think
yeah,
it's very realistic, and 5,000 is okay.
okay. Well, the stats says we'll get a 20 downloads for the next episode, which is basically this one. But I hope 100 would be nice. Spread it with your friends, and then your friends can spread it. Go viral. Make this podcast series a viral, but not too viral that will get copyright strike by people. Yes.
Make this so viral we have to go to a court case.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
I want to do that.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time for more podcasting.
Bye.
Bye.